Well, welcome everybody. We are back from Discerning the Faith Ministries. I'm Michael Miller.
And I'm Aaron Miller.
Okay, I was a little bit slow on that. Well, we're back with another ministry update.
We are.
All right. We haven't done this in a little while, but a lot has happened since we did our last one. Our last one was, I think we did it before Nashville, right?
Yeah, before the SBC conference.
Okay, so it has been a little bit of a while, and we saw some of you at the SBC convention down in Nashville. So it's good to actually meet some of you and learn a bit more about ministry that you're doing. And a lot has happened since Nashville even, right?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. Actually, the SBC convention itself was kind of interesting, and a lot of interesting things came out of that. A lot of things have come out of that with new SBC president. Sermongate was one of them, which we're not going to talk about here.
No.
But we might talk about on the podcast, which is The Right Stuff Matters. Yes, we do have a podcast if you're not familiar with that. And you might not be familiar with it because we haven't done a lot of podcasts.
Life's been a little busy, especially for you.
A little bit. But we're going to change that.
Yes.
And we're going to make sure that we get a few more episodes in here soon. And speaking of that, we got something coming up, don't we? What do we have coming up?
We have G3 coming up. We're going to Atlanta.
That's right. We are going to Atlanta in just a week and a half.
Week and a half, yep.
That's right. So a week and a half, we will be down in Atlanta, Georgia for the G3 conference, which is something that we always look forward to.
Yes, it's a marathon, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
We're usually dead after it, but
yeah.
it's
I
been
think
great.
everybody is dead after it.
Yeah.
Not just us.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll be down at G3 in Atlanta. Starts September 30th.
September 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is basically 2 full days of fun, right? Half day on Thursday, full day Friday, half day on Saturday. And a lot of speakers lined up.
A lot of speakers. Some
Yeah.
good ones, too.
Yeah. Which one are you looking forward to the most?
I always look forward to Vody, but, you know, that's just a favorite. I really look forward to seeing Virgil and Daryl Harrison. There's several others.
Yeah.
MacArthur's going to be there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, MacArthur will be there. And he hasn't been in the news at all, right? Nobody's been talking about him at all?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing John MacArthur, listening to him preach again. It's been a while since I've heard him preach in person. But yeah, a lot of good ones. We've got, you mentioned Vody, but Paul Washer, James White, Daryl Harrison, Virgil Walker, all of them will be speaking along with a whole lot of other ones. So it's really a great time. And we really, G3 is kind of special to us because we launched the ministry at G3 conference, right?
Yep, it was our first big venue. That year it was, 3,000 people?
I think so.
And then the year after that, they were up to like 4,500. And this year they're expecting about 6,400
Yeah,
people.
6,400 people. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
A lot of people. And a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of those conferences where one of the things I thought was interesting was that you're used to having adults come to conferences, but not so much kids. But when we were there, one of the things I noticed the first G3 conference we were at was that in the back there was this space, this big open space And there were just kids just playing around and, you know, almost like a little church nursery almost in the back
Yeah,
there.
the baby gate pens and
Yeah.
everything for the crawlers
Yeah.
that
So
to go
really
in.
it was kind of I mean, it's a,
It's a very family friendly event.
right, right. Very family friendly.
The
Uh,
kids are running from booth to booth and mostly for the candy, but there are a few, like the one boy, the first year, who came over and kept having conversations with us, and very biblically solid young man around 10. I was very taken back by him. It was wonderful.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely was. So very, very great conference, and we look forward to it. It's special to us for that reason, but just because of the type of conference that it is. And so, a lot of you that are followers of our ministry probably first met and heard about us at G3 conference, um, because that's is where we launched, and so I'm hoping that we'll be able to see some of you there this year. It's a new timing. We're used to doing this in January, and
Yeah.
now we're doing it in September.
And a
So,
new venue.
and a new venue. That's right. I heard it's going to be good for uh, not having to worry about food and where to get food.
Yes.
So, so that'll be really good. So, um, come by and check out our booth. We're going to have a booth there. We'll have an exhibit like we have at every single G3 conference since we launched the ministry. And we have a whole new setup this year. Uh, so if you haven't, if you've been before, you've seen our previous setup, it's going to be completely new. So you got to stop by and check it out.
Trust
Uh,
me, he changes everything at home all the time, too.
you don't want to get bored, and we don't want you to
Right.
be bored. So that's why we want you to come and check out the new booth. That you know, so come by, stop by our booth, and we're also going to be doing some interesting things there. We're going to have information about our ministry. We'll be both there, and we want to be able to talk to you about what we're doing, and um, yeah, I mean, so come learn about how we're recovering the Christian as theologian, which is really the core focus of us. And
Right.
what are
And
we going to talk about?
you're planning to do some interviews, and
Yeah,
am I skipping in your agenda?
we could talk about that. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we're going to be talking about with a few people. We're going to have some live interviews there at the G conference. So while we're there, we're going to actually put out a schedule. They haven't posted the schedule yet for the G3 conference. Once they do, though, then we will publish a schedule of when those podcasts, those live podcasts, are going to happen at the booth. But right now, we're looking forward to having Ray Rhodes. So Ray has been on the podcast a couple of times and did an interview with us the first year. And one of the reasons why we got connected with Ray, and if you're not familiar with him, is he has written 2 books.
Actually, more than that, but the two
About
main ones.
Well, I was getting to the about. So 2 books about the Spurgeons. The first one he actually wrote about the Spurgeons is about Susie Spurgeon or Susanna Spurgeon, which her ministry was really it was the motivation for Susanna Project. And so that book, and then also the Yours Till Heaven, which is the book about their marriage. Um, and so Ray is going to be there. He's going to do an interview with us, and I am sure that Ray will be happy to sign any of your books that you have.
And we'll have that time posted once we get that all figured out. So you can make sure you come by the booth, make sure you have a book, so that he can get it signed for you.
Yeah. So we'll publish that. And so we'll have Ray. We're also going to have Paul Cox over from RefTunes. So if you're not familiar with RefTunes, you need to go check them out. I don't have one of their books with me. We have one of their books. We have a couple of their
Yeah,
books.
we have their Pilgrim's Progress, and we pre-ordered their Catechist, which I'm looking forward to getting the hard copy of that. We've had the digital form for a little while, but the hard copy should be out in next week.
Yeah. So so we're planning to have them on. They will have a booth as well
Yes.
that you can go check out. But you definitely got to take a look at all of the excellent work that he does in well, do you
The
want to? Yeah, why
cartoons
don't you
that
tell
he
them about it?
makes about all the big named
Puritans, a lot
theologians,
of Puritans,
Puritans.
Spurgeon.
Yeah, he's done a lot of Spurgeon. A couple he just came out with this month. He's actually highlighting Susanna Spurgeon through his website and everything, and so it's really cool.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. And also, Nathaniel Jolly, who some of you may know, is also going to be doing an interview with us on the podcast live there. And we're hoping to get a few others. So stay tuned on that. We'll publish a time for when those are going to happen, and they'll obviously be available on the all of our different places. So on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So you'll be able to check out those or on any place that you listen to podcasts, to include Apple Podcasts. So look forward to that. We're also going to be there talking about Susanna Project. What are we going to have there? If they want to learn about Susanna Project, what are they going to be able to see at the booth?
So we'll definitely explain exactly what we do. We'll have a way for you to see all the countries that we're in. That's big. We're also going to do a little something different with our display to try and give you an understanding of the library a little bit that we try to send to these pastors as just a way to understand, because all you see is we're sending this. Get it in the camera. We're sending this, and the magnitude of the amount of resources that we sent or send is sometimes lost because it's such a small, compact item. But we'll explain exactly what we have in these kits, how many resources, and just go through the whole kit with whomever wants to listen, which hopefully you'll come by and see us and support us. That's one of our big things to get these out to pastors is through fundraising and support.
Yeah, which I mean, really, we've gotten it to a very affordable price.
Yes.
And these are given to pastors. So when you actually make a donation, when you give towards the Susanna Project, you are actually purchasing books on behalf of and for a pastor, and
Right.
we are sending that, and they're down to about $5 a book now.
Right.
So
And it doesn't matter what language it's in. We've worked it so that our French kits and our English kits are all $5 a book.
right, so that's really good price. I mean, if you think about if you buy books at all, uh, uh, you can't really get most books are not $5, right? And we're talking about $5 from anything from a small topical book to a large systematic theology. We've gotten it down to about $5 a book. So that's what they get. So they can get upwards to a couple hundred books on these on the platform we use, which is primarily a Kindle. And so we'll actually have that there. We'll have the Kindle. We'll have the entire kit that we give to a pastor when they get nominated and approved, and we have the funding to be able to send that. So we'd like to be able to send as many of these as we can, because there is a lot of need out there. So come by and take a look at G3 Conference. And an important thing, if you are a missions pastor or you are on your missions committee at your church, or you are an international pastor, we really would like to talk to you while you're there. We have some specific information for you about how you can get your church involved, how you can yourself get involved in some of what we're doing at Susanna Project. And we'd really like to talk to you one-on-one. So if you want to send us a message, you can send us something on Facebook Messenger. You can send an email to info@discerningthefaith.org. So info@discerningthefaith.org. You can send us an email there, and or send us a messenger. Send us something on a direct message on Twitter. Multiple ways that we'd like to talk to you before we get to G3 conference. But even while we're there, if you don't have time to do that, stop by our booth. Identify that you are a missions pastor or a missions committee, and we'd really like to talk to you specifically about Susanna Project. So with that, what are some other things we're going to have? I guess
We were going to, we're the stamp giveaway.
Yeah, that's right. So if you've never been to G3 conference, they have something called the stamp giveaway. And what do they have to do?
So basically, when you check in at G3, they give you a stamp card that you will walk around to all the vendors and get a stamp. And at the end, or when they say, you turn it in and they do a drawing. And however many vendors there are, somebody wins something from one of those vendors. So if there's 120 vendors, then 120 people win something from a specific vendor. So our giveaway this year is one of our power banks that we actually send in our kit. We are going to give one of those away to for this giveaway.
Yeah. So whoever wins for our specific booth as the giveaway, they will get, actually, in addition to this, a couple of books. Right. They're given a couple of books. I haven't decided which ones those are going to be yet, but they may be of a Spurgeon flavor to them. But yeah, also in addition to that, one of these power banks. And if you're like me, you probably go through a ton of power on your cell phone or your iPad or whatever device you have. You probably burn through power by halfway through the day, even if you charge it all night. And so these are really, really good, and these are from Anchor. And Anchor is a company that sells a lot of really good products, but this is one in particular that they do very well. And this is actually one of the things that we include in our kits to the pastors when they receive the Kindle with the library, because a lot of them are out in places where they don't have access to power, or they have rolling brownouts, blackouts, and things like that. And so, so that'll be one of the giveaways that we'll be doing. Also, we talked about just general donations. If you want to help be a part of what we're doing to get books to pastors, we will also be, for any donation of $25 or more, we're going to be actually giving you one of these really nice tumblers, which, oh, by the way, would be really good to use at the G3 conference when you're walking around and attending sessions.
Yes.
These are really good, and so hot or cold beverage in these. So we're going to be giving those while supplies last. We don't have a lot of them. But we have a limited supply, and so if you are interested in supporting us, supporting the ministry and what we're doing, then we would like to give you that as a gift, as a way of saying thank you for supporting us. So. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of really neat things. Yeah. We're really excited. We're really looking forward to this. This is a highlight of our year. Every year that we do this,
it's exciting to see everybody there, and just how powerful a movement it is, and seeing it grow year after year, and to be able to share our ministry with so many people.
Yeah, and just to be able to see a place where people are. Being able to spend 2 full days focused on learning more about God's Word, more about how they apply it each day to their lives, and so it's really an encouraging time. And I think as busy as it is, and as long as the days are, it's refreshing too at the end.
It is, yeah.
Being able to really be focused on God's word for such a long period of time. So,
yeah, definitely.
So we hope that you stop by. We hope to be able to see you there at the G3 conference, and be on the lookout for additional information about the interviews, the live podcasts we'll be doing, and the schedule on that. And if you're not already signed up for our newsletter, which was where we're going to be publishing that along with our social media sites, then you can go to discerningthefaith.org, and you can sign up for our newsletter, and that'll make sure that you stay up to date with everything that we're doing in the ministry, what we're going to be doing at G3, the schedule, all of those things. So go discerningthefaith.org and go ahead and put your email address down, and we'll keep you up to date. So,
yeah, I think that covers pretty much everything so far. We will try to have some more videos coming out, and maybe some cute special guests talking about Susanna Project here soon.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Have a great week.
All right. Look forward to seeing you in a week and a half.